Good morning, people. Today I would like to talk to you about money, in particular inflation. I would like to give you my analogy, a simple analogy that anybody can understand inflation. I believe it's pretty much 95%. There's other, there can be other variables to this, but just a simple understanding. But before I get to that, I would like to tell you or discuss a little of the history of money. Back in the day, in the early days, people would exchange maybe rice for some peas, or a table for such and such, or something else. I don't know, a chair. I don't know. Then after that, there were coins. People would exchange coins for items. You had the gold coins, you had silver coins, and now the value of the coins depending on the weight. So depending on how much gold you had, it would be weighed. That would be the worth of what you can buy, whether it's 10 pounds of rice, or 10 pounds of corn, or wheat, or whatever, would be based on the weight of the coin. Now, this, why coins work is because coins, gold and silver, can't be destroyed. You can melt it. It'll take a liquid form, but it just take another form. You can't destroy it. You can't get rid of it. It's here. It's here to stay. You can't add to it. You can't subtract it. You can hide it. That's about it. Or you can find some, you could dig mines and find some that weren't found. But pretty much what's here is here. And this is perfect, a concept of trade. Because it doesn't allow inflation because it's here. So there was a service that was offered to the people to protect your money, because who wants burglars coming in your house, stealing your money, stealing your gold coins? And this was a house that would be protected. You have a big safe that, and who wouldn't want that service? The problem is, when you came in, you would give your coins, and for whatever amount of coins that you delivered, or that you wanted, hold for this amount of time or whatever, you would get a note saying you gave 10 pieces of coin, 10 pieces of gold coins. And whenever you wanted your gold coins, you would come and get your gold coins. What ended up happening, people started trading just those notes between notes to get services, which worked out for convenience. It was very convenient to do it, this way. But what happened was, when the people came back, to these banks for their money, they would get their money until the banks decided, I don't want to give you your money back. So those coins was pretty much kept by the banks. It was the first theft, really. The first known theft was the banks. But that was cool because you say, you know what, you can still use those notes and you're going to still get the value of, so it's the same thing that they were told. But that wasn't the case, because this idea of inflation started. Inflation, what it is the devaluation of those notes that you have. Let's say you had 10 gold coins that you would come into the bank and collect your 10 gold coins. But in actuality, inflation would say, okay, your 10 gold coin note is no longer worth 10 gold coins. It's really worth 7, even though it was say 10. But the worth of it has been devalued. This is inflation. What we think of as inflation is pricing going up. So let's say you went to buy a screwdriver that costs $5, right? Next year, maybe it was $8. It went up to $8. Now this price difference, this is inflation. What the eye sees is pricing going up. But what actually is happening, like we stated before, is the devaluing of the money that you have. The eye sometimes can see something and it could be an illusion. Like driving in a car. You see everything around you moving. Everything's in motion. But you're really the one in motion. Everything is really still and you're in motion. But the eye sees one thing. This is an illusion. The same thing with inflation. The eye sees prices going up. But really the pricing is not going up. The pricing is staying the same. The worth of those items stays the same. It's your notes. It's your money that's being devaluated. I came up with an analogy to understand why this happens. A simple way that anybody can understand it. Okay, let's say you had a tub. You turn on the water in the tub. Now, let's say this water that's entering the tub is starting to rise. This tub, let's say, is your system. We'll call it the money system, the tub itself. The water, we'll call it money. We'll use the water as an analogy of money. Now, we're gonna throw in a rubber duck, like a little toy that floats on the water. We're gonna use that as inflation. The more water you put into your bathtub, the higher the rubber duck goes up. The more money you put into your system or your tub, the higher inflation. Rubber duck, inflation. So every time banks print out money, because that's what they do. They don't build houses, but they'll take your house. What a magician, what a magic trick. All they do is really print money. So the more they print, the higher inflation. So they pretty much control inflation by printing money. So the more money that's in the system or the tub, the higher prices are. So anytime you get a loan, that money, who pays for that loan? Everybody. Everybody that owns dollars is paying for that loan. Why? Because there's more money, more water in the tub, and you pay for it through what? Through inflation. So we equally pay for it. Another analogy, this is the best theft. A thief, this is a thief's best scam. This is it's a way, this is the GOAT, the greatest of all time of thievery, of theft. This is the Michael Jordan of theft or of robbing a bank. So if you have so much money in a bank, your money that you have in the bank is being stolen. And there's no alarms going off, and you don't even know about it. And even if you didn't put your money in the bank, if you have your money in your mattress, your money is being stolen every time those papers are being printed. This is inflation. So tell me what you think.